How's it going, everyone? It's Caleb Lummet here, and today we're going to be talking about a game on the Game Boy Advance, and that game is Care Bears: The Care Quests. Now, this game is probably what you would call shovelware. It's not the best game out there. It's basically a game that has Care Bears slapped on it, and it is a bunch of mini games, and that's basically all it is. Now, there's quite a few games like this, not only on the Game Boy Advance, but basically all handheld consoles. Now, the reason why this game is important, though, is that this is actually the only Care Bears video game to ever come out on a console. And when I say on a console, I should say on a mainstream console. So, there is one other Care Bears game that came out on a console, but it came out on the VTech, V-Smile. Which, if you know what that is, that's awesome. But if you don't know what that is, you're not missing out, okay? The VTech V-Smile is basically an educational system, and the Care Bears game on it was an educational video game. So this is the only real, in air quotations, because it's still not great, but it's the only real Care Bears video game that there is. So that's why this game is so important. And it's why some people may want to pick it up. It's one of the reasons I wanted to pick it up because, I like the original Care Bears. I have nostalgia for them because my cousins had a bunch of them growing up. So it was one of those things where I saw this game and I was just like, yeah, I'll try it out for, to see what it is. And it has a bunch of mini games, some good, some not so good. And we're going to talk about some of the good and not so good mini games. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So like I said, this is just a big mini game compilation. And you have a bunch of mini games where you play as one of the Care Bears and you're helping out a bunch of the other ones, a bunch of other characters, or you're helping out these little, other creatures, like these star things. I don't know what they are. I've never watched Care Bears growing up or anything like that, but you help these little, I think they're called Star Friends. Is that what they're called? But yeah, you're helping out a bunch of them as the Care Bears. And I will say, the graphics for this game look really good, actually. The graphics are really, really good. The pixel art looks great. The sprites look great. All the characters are very cute and cuddly looking. The music is really good in the background. All the sound design's really good. So all that stuff's actually pretty great. Now, some of the better actual game modes in this. One of the ones is called Tennis. Now, it's called tennis, but they're not actually playing tennis, so I want to throw that out there too. You play tennis, but you're actually playing volleyball instead. You're not playing tennis at all. It's literally volleyball. So I don't know why they did that, and I don't know why that's there, but it's called tennis in the game. But it's actually a fun little sports mini game where you're playing volleyball against another Care Bear, and there's a few different rounds of it, and as you beat each Care Bear, it progressively gets harder and harder, and it ends up being a fun little challenge at first to try and get the ball past, the Care Bears. You have to kind of be creative with it. You have to bounce the ball off the walls and stuff like that, which is actually kind of cool. So it has some unique ideas there and just some fun gameplay twists. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a good minigame, then I'm going to talk about a bad minigame. I'm going to go back and forth. So here's a bad one. So there's also hide and seek in this game, and that one's just really boring because you're just looking for the Care Bears behind clouds and they're hiding and stuff like that. And basically the ways that you find them is sometimes you'll see them peek up, and they peek up in the most noticeable way possible, or you'll hear their voice and you have to kind of follow the sound of their voice a little bit. So that one's not great. So let's go to one that is also fun, and that one is called All We Need Is Love. And this one is basically your character shooting hearts at the Star Buddies, and when he hits two of them, they'll meet up and they'll basically hug, and that will be you have to do that so many times to complete the first stage of the level. And that one's actually not too bad though, because you have it's like this heart that keeps moving, and you have to press the button at the right time to launch it in the right direction. So that one's not too bad. Now, another terrible one, though, is the first mini-game, which is called It's Good to Have Friends, and that one's just a matching game. So, again, you kind of go back and forth with the good and bad. For every one good game on here, one good mini-game, there's one bad mini-game to match it. So, it kind of offsets itself. And overall, would I recommend this game to someone who's actually looking for a good video game? No, absolutely not. I don't think that if you're looking for a good video game, you should pick this up. Now, if you are a fan of the Care Bears and you want a Care Bears video game, hey, this one may be for you in that case, because this is the only Care Bears video game on any sort of mainstream console. So maybe you want to check it out just for that. That's why I picked it up. It's basically the only option out there, and it does have a good art design, if nothing else, and good music style. So it does have that going for it, at least. Now, there's a couple other good games. There's Lucky Day, where you have to, basically, give the other Care Bears good luck to jump over different things so they don't trip and fall. I did want to throw out here, too, that this game actually has a high score system, and whenever you set a high score, you actually get to pick a Care Bear to save your high score under. However, the high score has nothing to do with the actual minigame itself. The high score is just how many stars you collected within the minigame. So it doesn't really matter how well you did with the actual minigame itself. It just matters if you collected a lot of stars. So it kind of makes the high score a little bit pointless. There's this one that I hate where you have to take care of the star buddies and try to get them to the end of the level without them falling off the clouds and or tripping over stuff, and that one is a pain in the butt. I hate any level on any video game where you're trying to watch another character and try to basically keep a character safe, while basically trying to get them to avoid obstacles and stuff like that. Anytime you're protecting a character and trying to get them to go the right way and take a certain path on any video game, I've always hated that, so I hate that level. That one's not great. But there is one other good level that I do like, another good minigame, where you're riding a skateboard and you're jumping up and you're throwing stuff at the star buddies to basically make them happy, and you have to do that to each star buddy in the level to complete the level. So that one's kind of interesting as well. So again, there's some good here, but overall, it doesn't make the game good overall, because it's still just a bunch of crappy mini games at the end of the day. So, do I recommend this game? Not really. I only recommend it if you're a Care Bears fan and you just want something that has, the Care Bears in it, and you're looking for something that's graphically kind of cutesy looking. So, that'd be the only time I would recommend this game. But for the average player, nah, this is just shovelware, honestly. But still, hey, it's the one Care Bear game that you can really play on a mainstream video game system. There's some Care Bears games on the PC, and there's that one Care Bears game on the VTech V-Smile, and that's the only Care Bears games I've been able to find. So if there is another one out there that I don't know about, that I've looked them up and everything like that, and I haven't been able to find any, but if there's another one out there on a home console or any other console, let me know. But as far as I know, this is the only one. So, it's slim pickings when it comes to Care Bears games. So this is what you're stuck with if you're a Care Bears fan. So I apologize to Care Bears fans. You're stuck with shovelware. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe button down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.